Welcome back to Total Line. It's champ versus champ at BKB38 for the vacant light heavyweight world title. Marko Martinjak takes on Kevin Greenwood. Guys, how we doing?
All good. Good to see you, Adrian.
Very good to see you
Thank you.
guys
I'm good.
too. Um, Kev, I'll come to you first. How's everything been since your last fight, since getting that British title?
Yeah, I mean, it's been amazing. It's been really good. I mean, I still haven't really got over it, really. Still haven't really sunk in. But, I really wanted that title. When I first come to the BKB, I said, this is what I'm here for. I want to fight. I want to fight the good guys and get the accolades and test myself and win titles. So, yeah, I was over the moon. I was over the moon, and my little girl was over the moon when I put it over her shoulder as well. Yeah, so it was smiles all around.
Yeah, because you haven't been in BKB that long, but you've made quite an impact already, especially with firstly that Brad Scott fight and now getting the title. It's all been moving quite fast for you, right?
Yeah, I mean May 21st was my first fight. So
Yeah, that was Lawrence Tracy, wasn't it?
that's it, yeah, Lawrence Tracy. I took that on 3 or 4 weeks' notice. I just wanted to get in there. I just wanted to get involved. And then the Brad Scott fight, I think that sort of I think that was my arrival. Do you know what I mean? I think, going the 5 rounds and testing my mettle. He's a good seasoned guy, strong, and I think that was my arrival really. So after that Brad Scott fight, it filled me with quite a bit of confidence, and a lot more learning about myself. So I was ready. So when they offered me another title fight, I jumped at it.
Yeah, and obviously, what a title on the line now, upgrading from the British to the world. Marco, you're off the back of a trilogy fight, but obviously you won that trilogy with Jerome Hatch. How's everything been since then?
Everything usual. I was like 10 days on vacation, and when I returned to gym, I had like flu or COVID. I don't know. I was like a couple days sick, like a dog, and after that finished, I started training, and this is on the Monday is gonna be like fifth week of the training. Officially, training camp is starting on a Monday, but this was like basic preparations for fight.
Yeah, Kevin's slightly different to the fighters you faced recently. He's more technical, I would say, than someone like Jerome Hatch. How are you coming into this fight? What's your mentality coming into it?
Yeah, Kevin is a good solid boxer. I told that, and Chad Kelly was like Jerome also was an MMA fighter, so I prepared. I had sparring sessions with MMA fighters, and now for this fight I'm gonna spar with boxers because I always took good overview on my opponents, and I search for holes in their games like they're searching for in my game, and every fight I'm gonna be better than previously. So I'm gonna be better. My girlfriend is like she's nutritionist, so I have a good meals now, and I don't eat junk food like in the past. I'm good with weight. I will not have to cut 7, 8, 9 kilos like in the past. I'm gonna be a lot of fresher than for the previous fights, and that's it. I hope for a good fight with Kev.
Yeah. What do you think are the holes in Kev's game? What have you noticed that he does that you see?
We don't talk about that. We
You
will
need to
not, we
tell
will
me,
not
Marco,
talk
so I
about
can
that.
change
We will
it.
not talk. We will do our job in the ring.
Yeah, Kev, Marco is a seasoned BKB fighter. He's been, what is it, 9 wins now, all by knockout. What do you make of him as a fighter? How are you coming into this?
Well, he's fully decorated, isn't he? He's got plenty of belts. He's I think, Marco, have you just been inducted in the Hall of Fame? Is that right?
Yeah. But I was also cruiserweight champ in BKB before prison.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can see that he's, he's at the top of the game, isn't he? Before, I didn't really know much about bare knuckle, and then when I did come into it, one of the first ones that stuck out for me was Marko. Do you know what I mean? Because he had the belts and the high profile fights. The ones that stuck out for me was James Connelly, Marko Martinjak, and Jimmy Sweeney. Those are the three names that jumped out at me for these are the guys that are doing it in this sport. Do you know what I mean? So for me now, not even, it'll be just about a year down the line when me and Marko meet in the ring. And so for me to be seen as good enough to contend at that level I'm happy. Do you know what I mean? And I want to test myself. I want to fight the best, and I've been given that opportunity now to do so. So yeah, I think Marko's a great fighter. I think this is probably going to be the best fight I've had because he's got great technical ability. Yeah, so I'm just really looking forward to it, mate. To be honest, I can't lose. Do you know what I mean? This is a no-brainer for me because I get to mix it up with the best. I get to put my name up there and test it with the best. And the world title's up. There's a world title up for grabs now, so it's all good.
Yeah, and to be matched with someone as experienced and as skilled as Marko, it kind of affirms to you that you're doing something right, doesn't it?
Oh, this is it. Yeah, I mean, it goes to show there's someone there that the guys, Jim and Joe, they think that I'm good enough to it confirms I'm good enough to step up and meet him in there. So yeah, it's brilliant for me, and it's just onwards and upwards. I'm really looking forward to it because you rise to what's in front of you. So I think he's definitely going to bring the best out of me, and I hope I bring the best out of Marko, and we give everyone a brilliant world title fight.
Yeah, and Marko, now the opportunity to get another world title, is that on your mind at all? Are you thinking about that?
Yeah, because legacies. We fighters fight for our legacies, and we fight because we want that our names gonna be remembered in the years when we retire. Kevin is like 40 years, I think, and I'm like 33. I will not be disrespectful, but my plan isn't to fight until that. I want to fight like 3-4 years maybe, and accumulate enough cash to open my own gym. That is my dream. My two dreams when I start boxing with martial arts. I started with Taekwondo, and I was also a kickboxing world champion. So my dream was to be world champion, and the second dream was to open my own gym to have my own boxers, my own family with them, and that is my next goal after winning all the titles I can and gather much money as I can so I can open my own gym.
Yeah, let's talk about the weight now. Kev, you're coming down. Marko, you're coming up. Kev, you're coming down like two weight classes, right? How's that been?
Yeah, I mean, it's good. I was when I made it into heavyweight, I only just made it into heavyweight because I think I was 101.8 kilos, I think. Excuse me. So heavyweight's anything over 101. So it's only to like a kilo, and I'm into cruiser. So to jump down to 95, it's not too much hard work for me. It was quite easy to be a heavyweight after Christmas. Do you know what I mean? Because it's the festive period and stuff like that. So now it's just getting back to eating properly. That's all it is. It just for me to drop 5 or 6 kilos is not a big issue. So I mean, I'm not a ripped heavyweight or ripped cruiserweight. There's always a bit of flesh I can get rid of it quite easily. At my age, it does get a little bit tougher, but you just put the work in and you get it done. When you're training twice a day, if you include a run, sometimes 3 times a day, then the weight comes off when you're eating properly. And I'm on my feet all day anyway because we're in my gym now, so I'm constantly coaching people. I'm always on my feet, so it's like I'm working out for the whole day. So for the weight to come down as soon as I start eating properly, it's not an issue.
Yeah, and Marko, you're coming up this time. I mean, you move around weight a lot, so how's it been coming up?
For the last fight against Jerome, I was like 100 kilos. I was like cruiserweight, we were supposed to fight to 95 kilos, but we agreed to 93, so I had to lose like 7 kilos. And this is not big difference for me, 2 kilos up. That isn't so much problem. I'm currently like 96, 96 and a half, 97. So I train this time only once per day, and I'm really in good shape right now. And I didn't do pads and I didn't hit the bag because my hand was still hurting me from the last fight from Jerome. And so when I start training out twice per day, my weight is gonna be always on like 95, 96, so it's not a problem. 1 kilo, you can piece that out of you.
Kev, Marco is kind of like, I mean, no disrespect, but he's a smaller guy than the guys you faced before. Took Lawrence Tracy, Brad Scott, Eric Mader. They're big guys, they're heavy punchers. And I'm not saying Marco's not a heavy puncher because he is, but he's a smaller guy, right? Do you have to kind of train differently for that?
I mean, I'll always try and get, the sparring guys in that, can sort of try, not mimic Marco, but, maybe have these sort of, his height. As you go, we can look at the styles and things he likes to do, and we try and incorporate that into the sparring. If there's anything, on videos, I'm sure Marco does the same that you see that the guy likes to do, then you try and get, your sparring partners to sort of to emulate for you and the movement. So we try to prepare the best we can. We're both experienced. When it gets to this sort of time, it doesn't really matter who's in front of you. You learn to adjust on the job as well, because I can be preparing for something for some specific combination or punches or movement, and on the day he completely changes it on me. Do you know what I mean? Because we do tend to evolve and change our styles and stuff like that. So I just the height won't be an issue. I like someone the same height as me, or maybe even a little bit taller. That's what I like. That's what I prefer personally. The shorter guys, I tend to fly under my radar a little bit. Do you know what I mean? And they tend to be able to get up in close a lot easier. But I like when someone is as tall as me, or even a little bit taller. I feel like that's when I flourish a bit, because I get to box. Because we're fighting at the end of the day, but I like to box. Do you know what I mean? So rather than brawl it out. So when we've got someone with the same sort of range as me, I feel I get to applicate my style a bit better.
Yeah, Marco, what about you? Is it kind of the same with you?
Yeah. I think that he is shorter than me, like 2 centimeters. I don't know how much that is in
Yeah,
in
I think you're a
inches.
little bit taller, Marco.
Yeah, I am a little taller, but I don't know what is the reach between our hand. I don't know what is his reach, and I don't give a shit about mine. And I like him. I always try to find sparring partners who are like not same, but they do stuff like my opponent. So like Jerome had only that big right hand, and I said to my sparring partners who came, go for that right hand, try to hit me with that right hand, no. And Kev is a boxer. He's good. I think that he is the first boxer after Travis Dickinson I'm gonna fight. So I know it's gonna be like chess, between me and him. So we will see.
Yeah, because there's a lot of MMA guys you fought recently. Kev is kind of like mixing things up a little bit, but also kind of mentality-wise coming into it. Kev, there's a lot of respect between you two. He's very amicable, which kind of wasn't the case with Jerome Hatch. Does that kind of affect your attitude coming into it?
No, listen, this is part of business. So I said, like, if somebody wants to talk trash, I will talk trash. I have no problem with that. But if somebody is generally a nice guy like Kev, we talk outside O2 Arena after his fight, Scott, after he fought Scott, and I have no disrespect for him. I only have my respect because he's entering to fight me for a world title, and everybody who enters the ring or trigon or octagon or any how do you say? You know what I mean. Any of when you can fight, you must have respect, because if he bad or he is good, you have to respect that guy, you know. And I respect Kevin. He's a good boxer, and I can wait. I can wait so we can fight. If you ask me, I would fight right now.
Kev, what about you? You know, what your attitudes was Marco?
Yeah, look, listen. I said it before. I think all the guys in the BKB they're good guys. I get on with everyone. Me and Marko have spoken stuff and that, seen each other at shows and stuff. It's always hugs and handshakes, and it's always respect. I can, you know, it's a business, it's a sport at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? I know it's a violent sport, but it's sport. That's just the way it is. I'll be friends with him before, during the fight. We're being competitive. The friends thing gets left behind. But then afterwards, we get back to being friends again. That's just the way it is. I can switch between that very, very easily. And I'm sure Marko can as well. When you have sparring partners, when you have close sparring partners, they become you friends. You know, you become best friends with your sparring partners. But when you're sparring, you're trying to kill each other. I mean, if I'm sparring, like pro level sparring, I want to put him out. So I mean, I want to when I put that body shot in, I want to see him fall. I want to put him out. Yeah, but you know, before that and after that, I buy him a coffee. We're best friends. You know, I mean, we eat each other's houses and that. That's just that's the game that we're in. So I can shake hands with him all the way up to the first bell, and then when the bell goes, it's different, isn't it? We've got a job to do. Yeah, that's just the way it is.
Yeah, so there is that kind of like mentality switch, right?
Yeah, but I think you know, we're both experienced. When you get to this age, it's very easy to do that. You know, it's just what you're there to do. I don't need to be wound up or feel aggressive towards anyone. In fact, I box at my best when I've got full clarity. Do you know what I mean? The mood I'm in now, happy. That's when I get the best out of me. Do you know what I mean? Because all that the beef stuff for me is like, that's someone nervous. So if I've got someone, you know, trying to cuss me down or shout at me or any of that, me mug me or push me about, I just think, you're nervous, bruv. I'm gonna ruin you. You know what I mean? That's the way I get. I think, you know, to me, that's nerves. Someone who's a cool, calm killer and he's chatting like this, then I think, okay, I've got a class operator now. Do you know what I mean? Because they don't have to do all that me muggy like trash talking stuff. So I mean, when someone's cool and calm, I think, okay, now I've got a businessman, now I've got an operator, a professional. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, Marco is a class operator. Marco, is it the same for you then? Is that mentality the same for you?
Yeah, I agree with everything what he said.
Yeah, so like when you're in the ring, it's just kind of business because you're usually very kind of relaxed in the ring. Actually, with the Jerome fight, you seemed like angrier in the ring. I don't know if you would agree with that, but I suppose with this one, it's kind of like, you know, using
What,
your
last
brain.
fight or second fight or last fight?
I think it was the I don't know, like you were different like the whole way through that with the Jerome fight because you were very kind of like
And
serious.
that was in London for a second fight. Listen,
Mm.
I was relaxed and he started to talking shit when we had face off, and I snapped. You know, okay, let's go. And I wasn't angry on him. I was angry on myself because I lost I lost because, you know, I had him 2 times down and he knocks me out. It was my fault, and I had very big pressure for that fight in London. So I wish I was wanted to kill him. You know, I was wanting to kill him to take off his head and bring it with me home. And in Miami, I didn't have so much pressure because it was 1-1. And when we had face off, I see that he was uncomfortable there, you know, and I saw that in his eyes, and I was really hungry for that fight. I'm hungry for every fight. If you ask me, I will I can fight every day, and I don't like hitting bag. I don't like hitting. I don't like most of the training sessions. I don't like. I like the sparring. I like to fight. You know, if you ask me, I would spar all time. But strength conditioning, running, I hate that. I hate that. So if you ask me, I would fight every day if I can.
But I suppose for this fight, it's back to being, you know, cool, calm, and collected Marco, right?
Yeah.
Kev, you know, I'll come to you first. You know, what do you What do you have that Marco doesn't that's going to give you the edge in this fight?
Hair,
What do you have?
hair.
Head. Head. That is good.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're both good fighters at the end of the day. You know, I believe this will be the best version of me for this fight. You know, this is my first world title contention. I didn't fight for any world titles in glove pro boxing. I fought for titles, but not world titles. So I will be hungry. You know, I'll be very, very, very hungry to get the belt. But this is a vacant belt, so Marco's going to be just as hungry. So it's, you know, he's just going to be the best of me. That's you know, what Marco won't have is you know, I'm bringing the best of me. Do you know what I mean? So Marco will bring the best of him, and I'll bring the best of me, and then we leave it to the gods. Let them decide.
Yeah, same question to you, Marco. What do you have that Kev doesn't that's going to give you the edge in this fight?
I have prettier nose. His is splashed, mine is not. I don't know. Listen, I'm not the guy who likes to talk too much before the fight. I'm the guy who likes to talk in the ring, like the Kev also, and I always bring my best. Like I said, I want to be every fight. Every new fight. I want to be better than I was in the previous fight. So I was good in the fight with Kelly. Then I lost to Jerome, but I was also good. Then I was better on Chow. Then I was better in London and in Miami also better. So I'm gonna be better than I fought Jerome, because I know I have experienced boxer. And the big thing is when you fight somebody who knows is that you doesn't know what to expect, because Kev is a boxer. Jerome is not a boxer. Jerome only had that right hand, and we concentrated that in our fight we concentrate only to not get hit with that right hand. So when you fight a fighter who is a boxer, you don't know what to expect. He can change angles. He can change. He can fight on the tapes I watched on YouTube. The two fights. He can fight like orthodox, and then in the night of the fight he can move to southpaw. So because when you have a good technician, you don't know what to expect, because I think that he thinks the same for me, and that is the best, because when you have two top class fighters who are technically advanced, you have a good fight, you have a good match.
Yeah, Kev, you know, you talk about, you know, not knowing what to expect. Marco is someone who you don't really know what to expect from either, because, you know, he likes to throw those punches from everywhere. How are you gonna counter that?
Yeah, I mean, I see from Marco's previous stuff, he can throw a punch from any angle. He can use both hands, southpaw, orthodox. He can box going forwards. He can box on the back foot, moving backwards. He can move to the side and box off to the side and step off and change his angles. So it's going to be learning on the job. Do you know what I mean? It's just going to be whatever Marco brings, I'll need to react to. It's going to be, for me, you know, it's like a high level boxing, like a high level gloved boxing match without the gloves. That's what I see. I don't really see us slugging and brawling out. If it happens, it happens. But I see a really good technical bare knuckle boxing match, and you just got to be ready for anything. Because like Marco says, when you're a good technician, you can throw punches off angles and slip punches and you know, use your feinting and stuff like that, rather than just two guys hitting each other and see who stands up the longest. It's just going to be, you know, react to whatever's in front. I think I'm just predicting, like, probably it's going to be a bit chess matchy, a bit you know, who makes the first mistake and then boom, it'll explode and it'll go back to the chess match and then boom, it explodes. I can see it being a very like sort of standoffish and explosive kind of fight. It's just going to be really exciting. You know what I mean? I think this will be a fight that people will talk about for a very long time after.
Yeah, I suppose, Kev, by virtue of Marko's experience, he's probably the favorite coming into this, making you the underdog. Do you feel that? And how do you feel about that?
Yeah, of course. I mean, he's the favourite going to this. He's won all the titles. He's had plenty more bare knuckle fights than I have. We're both ex-pro glove boxers. Very similar, really. Marko's done the taekwondo. I was a black belt in karate and Shotokan. I think we've both sort of come up through the same sort of, avenues, really. We martial arts into boxing, into bare knuckle. But I'd rather be the underdog. I'd rather be. I think I was the underdog with Lawrence Tracy because no one knew who I was. I was definitely the underdog with Brad Scott. I was probably still the underdog with Eric Maida. Because of his size and his strength.
No. You wasn't underdog there.
No, you don't.
You wasn't underdog there.
But I'm definitely.
I knew that would happen. Sorry, I interrupt you. I knew that would happen, but I didn't knew that you will knock him down or knock him out because that fight isn't out with the left jab.
Yeah. But in the boxing, the jab is, I see in the bare knuckle boxing, it's just as effective as the right hand. You know what I mean? This is what makes this sport so exciting. Anything can happen. You know what I mean? You make the mistake and you're on the floor. It can happen to any of us. But yeah, so being the underdog, I'm happy because that means I have to rise to it. You know what I mean? I'll take that. I'm the underdog.
Yeah, Marko, obviously you're the favorite now. Kev's got less experience than you. But he's no novice, is he? He's really made an impact in bare knuckle, right?
Yeah, he had like 3 fights. I think so. Yes, 2 wins and 1 draw. Yeah, and I have this is my 12th. Fuck's sake! If I wasn't in prison, it was gonna be like my 35, 40. Yeah. Listen, favorite or not favorite. I don't give a shit about that. I come to make the statement and do the business like him.
Yeah, this is really going to be kind of like a really technical fight, I reckon. Like you said, Kev, and I think I'm expecting the same as well. Just to end, Kev, is there any kind of thing you want to say to Marko ahead of this fight?
I just want to say, Marko, I hope your camp goes well. We said it. It's just what I said before. God bless and good luck. And I hope everything goes well up until fighting up for you. And I look forward to seeing you then.
Yeah, but we have a face-off, I think, in Wolverhampton. I think so.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Joe told
I'll see you in Wolverhampton then.
Joe told us that, yeah. And I have to say, I wish you also good camp, no injuries, because I want the best Kevin Greenwood ever. That is a fact, and I like challenges, and I like fighters like yourself, and I wish you everything the best for you, and that you will come ready, and God bless you.
Well, these are guys are bringing their best to BKB38. That's on the 4th of May. Before then, we've got BKB37 on the 30th of March in Wolverhampton. I think it's pretty much sold out, but you can buy the pay-per-view for BKB37 and BKB38 for their fight at bkbworld.tv. Thank you, guys.
Guys, God bless you. Good to speak to you.
God bless you. Cheers, brothers.